So, as promised, we are back with some more Forza Motorsport, and I do have quite interesting races for you today. So, we're gonna look at two races today that I did last week. But yeah, starting off in the Honda Civic, starting in 5th position, but immediately gaining 4th position. And we're gonna gain some more, because the top two is gonna make an absolute mess of the first corner and basically take each other out. I had nowhere to go by hitting that car, and I do get a 1 second penalty for that avoidable contact, according to Forza Motorsport. I don't know, like, they paid off these stewards, like the top two, they definitely paid off the stewards to hand out penalties for whatever reason. But anyway, we find ourselves in 2nd position, which, I mean, the progress after half a lap is pretty good. We're going from 5th to 2nd. Although I do obviously know that the guys behind me now are the faster cars, because they were faster at one lap, right? Because they were in front of me in qualifying. So I am a little bit on the back foot, because obviously I have not driven this track more than 3 laps for the qualifying, and that's it, right? But we're gonna start off with a sensational old switcheroo, tricking him into going very narrow, then me going to the outside and basically taking 2nd place again. So my game plan at this point was like, okay, I'm gonna try and keep them behind, and then in the straights I'm gonna try and do the switcheroo in the first corner, right? Because that is a pretty good tactic, I think, on this track, I noticed. Like I said, I haven't really driven these cars around this track that much, so I'm learning while I go, you know. So here at the end of lap 3, beginning of lap 4, I was gonna try and do the same thing. So they clearly have like the faster straight line speed. So again here, try to make him go narrow and then just do the old switcheroo. And I mean, it kind of works pretty well. So I was just hoping that I could do that every single time. But like I said, this Honda, like, handling was really good, but straight line speed was just not there for this one. It's just a random car I picked for this race, so I didn't know what was the meta for this race. But anyway, he does eventually stick the overtake a few corners later, which is, I mean, we're still 3rd, which is not too bad. And then at the end of lap 5, beginning of lap 6, I do have 2 other cars trying to overtake me. And I should have gone defensive, and I do make a dumb mistake here by going off the track, which gives me a small penalty as well. But I kind of pull off the old switcheroo again, which makes me go up into 3rd place again. And I do notice that they like tangled with each other again, so I was able to, you know, keep my position for a longer period of time. Again here, I did go defensive this time, because like, okay, I should start actually defending this corner. So yeah, we're lap 7 now. I just need to hang out for 1.5 lap more, but they take each other out, which is gonna make me come home for a sensational podium finish. Who would have thought? Who would have thought a Forza Motorsport Forza Motorsport video with a podium finish? So yeah, gained 2 positions at the end, although with a 1 second penalty, which is not great, but yeah. Next race we got a car with stickers "Get Bent" on this car. This was quite the race. This was one of the worst and best races that I've ever had, but the emphasis on the worst, because yeah, we're gonna watch this race in full. So 8 laps around the short track in Yas Marina. The pole sitter takes this corner very weirdly, which makes the guy in first, Anzon, who is going to be the protagonist of this video, going to 1st place, and makes me go up into 2nd for a brief moment, although the guy can, you know, take his 2nd place again. We have a little contact there, nothing too bad. I do give him the space for the next corner. I do have the same problem here with the Volkswagen, like with the Honda. It's that it is really lacking straight line speed. So I have the slipstream here, but as you can see, the Audi is just gonna like drive past me very easily. But yeah, so the guy in first now is gonna be the main focus of the video. Anzon 5. Well, you'll see. But anyway, as you can see, the first three, like the top three is running away. Like the guy in fourth is already 2 seconds or 3 seconds behind. So, I mean, at this point I was like, okay, I have a good chance at least going on the podium. Obviously going for a win as well. The guy in second has already a 0.5 second penalty. And we're gonna have some awkward contact here because he takes a very bad line. And he just like, he doesn't park it on the apex, he absolutely handbrakes on the apex. So I had no other way to go than hit him, right? But anyway, again here, getting a better exit, but just like the straight line speed of the Audi is just way better. And he also like kind of tries to push me to the left of the track. I'm like, no, I'm there, I'm not gonna move, right? Anyway, I was like, we were fighting a lot, so I was kind of scared that the guy in first was gonna just run away with it, right? So I was like, just you take the lead, or like you take second place and you go after him, or I take second place and I'll go after him, and we work together, right? But unfortunately, I do get a 0.2 second penalty for cutting the track. Again here, having some awkward collisions. I didn't feel like he gave me a lot of space. They were also not the fastest, so I think, like handling wise, the Volkswagen was really, really good. It's just straight line speed, it really lagged there. So unfortunately on this track you need kind of both. But anyway, we live to fight another day, and we actually caught up with first position. I think he made some mistakes, I was not really paying attention to him. But yeah, we did catch up. But here we're gonna see how Enzon's story is gonna unfold, and he doesn't like people overtaking him, so he just like kind of, you know, runs into him. And here as well he like slows down, which makes me go into him, which was fairly weird. So I was cautious of this guy, and obviously I was cautious of him after him doing that. So he's trying to run me off the track. So when you see a driver like this, you really change on like how you are racing, right? So you cannot race him normally because you know what he's gonna do, right? So we have seen his true colors, unfortunately. So these are the worst people to drive against, because like I try to be a clean driver as much as I can. Of course there's gonna be contact, like that's what racing is, right? Sometimes it happens. I go off track here, unfortunately, but stewards are nice to me, don't give me a penalty. Here he also tries to, I thought he was gonna like turn into me, and eventually he does. I think he's trying to give me penalties, or I don't really know exactly what his tactic is. But anyway, it's not really working out for him, so I know I have to be very aggressive with him, because he's not just gonna let me pass, right? He's not gonna let me clean through. So I am gonna overtake him the aggressive way. I tried to make him go narrow, that works, but I can't. Oh, actually, yeah, I did go around the outside here. I forgot about that. So lap 5. In the lead, so I'm like, okay, I just need to pull away as fast as I can to get away from this guy. Unfortunately, there's a big braking zone here for this corner to the left, and yeah, he's just gonna try to push me wide. I'm like, okay, I need to cut in front of him so he can't. Yeah, but he's still pushing me wide. I go off the track, and the stewards are like, hey, what the hell was that? I'm giving you 0.3 seconds. I don't know why. It's not my fault that I got pushed wide. But anyway, again, he's trying to just push me off the track. It's so frustrating to race against people like this, because, you know, you can have a nice, clean, fun race, but nah, they don't want that. They just want to win by cheating. It's basically cheating, right? So I am trying to keep my cool, just race as fast as I can to get away from him. Although he is kind of like on pace as well, right? So it is not that easy to get away from drivers like these that are actually kind of fast. So they can follow you pretty well. So they can keep trying to hit you off the track and all of that. Anyway, we find ourselves on the 6th lap. Still in first, but he like, yeah, pushes us wide. Which makes Joe Gomez, 23, come back into the fight. Because obviously all the fighting and all the pushing, it loses a lot of time, right? So there is a guy now in contention for the win as well. So again, trying to get past this guy as fast as I can. It's only only 2 laps remaining when we come up to the finish line. So yeah, I am getting like kind of aggressive, like, hey, obviously I'm not gonna push him off, but I'm like, I need to get past him, right? So lap 7 of 8, 2 laps to go. I do take this corner a bit better than him, which makes me keep up with him, because like I said, he's fairly fast, right? So although the handling of this car I think is better compared to the car he is driving, I do this. So this is my only very aggressive move. It was a very late lunge, which was not good, and he does not take kindly to that. So he does not like his own tactics being used against him, although that was not even that aggressive, right? But anyway, he did not like that at all. To be fair, it was a bit aggressive. It was not necessary, but that's the least I could do to give him a taste of his own medicine. Anyway, lap 7, end of lap 7, going into lap 8. So this is going to be the last lap of the race. He has a 1.5 second penalty, right? So if we finish within 1 second, we win the race. Anyway, we take this corner again better than him. He does not take too kindly to that, and he's just gonna try and run me off the track, which makes poor Joe Gomez go into the lead. And I say poor Joe Gomez because our ends-on friend is gonna try and run him off the track, and he's eventually gonna succeed and absolutely dump Joe, unfortunately. And he's gonna try and dump me on this straight again. He slows down, pushes into me. I eventually brake to just make him go into first place. So, like I said, if I finish within 1 second of him, because I have a half-second penalty, he has 1.5 second penalty, I win the race. So I'm just like, okay, just hang back, see if I finish within 1 second. Of course, our friend Enzon knows that as well, and he's gonna slow right down here. I could have braked and like went around him, but I was like, I'm just gonna full throttle it and just drift over the finish in first place while Enzon was pushing me. So shame on you, Enzon 5, for crimes against humanity. I hope the gameplay gods, the racing gods, don't look kindly upon you and will give you penalties in real life for that awful display of non-sportsmanship. But I'm glad, or like even if Joe won, right? Joe or me, it doesn't really matter as long as the rammer, the dirty driver doesn't win, right? That they don't get the satisfaction of winning while ramming people off. But anyway, end well, all well, or whatever, how to say it. We did take the win, but those were 2 quite interesting races. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see more of this type of content, and I'd love to see you in the next foul ramming video on Forza Motorsport. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.